Good morning, Your Excellency.
Am I Excellency?
Good
No,
morning,
I am
Your
Mrs. Isong.
Okay.
Ne Isong.
Good morning,
Ne Isong. Yes, thank you. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Very well, thank you.
It's good to see you again. And thank you very much for welcoming us in your residence another time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so let me allow you, please kindly introduce yourself to us the way you like to be addressed.
I am Ne Isong. Usually, the middle name would be Clementine. I used to be Ne Benson Abaite. Normally, you call your name for your father, and then the family name. So in my marital home, I am Ne. My husband's name was Clement, and I didn't want to be called Clement. So I am Clementine. That is a female name of Isong. So please, would you call me Ne Clementine Isong?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So you already know that we are collecting voices on the late Chief Dr. Clement in your Isong.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving us time. Please tell us about him. What kind of person was he, and how do you remember him?
He was my husband, darling, all the time together, loving father to my children, loving in-law to my parents, loving son to his own parents. We all loved him, and he cared for us. That was Clement Young Isong, our darling father and husband, head of our family.
So that was he to you and your family. Who do you think he was to Nigerians, to Akwa Ibom people?
He tried to help Akwa Ibom. I don't know how Akwa Ibom people would have thought, but I know very many Akwa Ibom people who loved him, who thought he was working for the good of the state, and they liked him also. People like Governor Atta, who came years after him, they liked him, and he did all he could to help, because he saw other people in other states, like in Imo State, like in Lagos State where we had lived, like in America when that the people who had food to eat shared with the lower people and helped the others to come up, and that is how to help the state to grow. I think and I believe strongly that he did his little best to help the state.
Thank you. What would you say are his most prized legacies?
His life legacy?
Yes, please.
He will serve the Lord, trust in him, because as a young man he was brought to know him and to trust in God and God to help him. And thereafter he was to help others to know God. And on top of that, he would help others to work together with him and the rest to bring up our own state, our own country, Nigeria.
Would you kindly relive a few moments with him with us here? A story at the dining, a story while you were planning on how to raise the family. Just allow us a little into some of those moments you really cherished, please.
Clement Isong loved his country. He loved his state. He loved his family. He did. But when he wanted to do anything, he did it with all his might and with his soul. So he would not allow anything to interfere, to come in between him when he is serving his country or his state. I know when it came to the family situation, he virtually handed it over to me. He brings the money, he feeds us, he housed us, and he loved us. But when it is, especially when he was in Central Bank, he was looking at the country. Where are we? The money must be there. It shouldn't go anywhere. No, it has to be there. And when he was a few days governor, he was thinking, how do we get there? Other states are there. So Akwa Ibom must also get there. Southeastern state we must be there also. So he was always thinking about how to work together with other people to get Southeastern state grow. How to work together with other people to get our country grow together. And I believe very, very strongly that he did and he believed what he did.
Thank you. How were you able to be a dutiful wife to such a powerful man? Governor of the Central Bank and then governor of the then Cross River State. How did you do that job, man?
I was born into Nigeria in a time that women had to obey the head of the family. Women obey their husbands. Somewhere, even in the Bible, there is implication there that as a wife, you respect and you work together for the development of your family. So at the time I was born, or at the time I married, women would always think of their family first. Their husband, their parents, and their children. So I was in his life, and he knew that was my first job, to take care of his family. His family includes he himself. So like I said, he brings food, he brings housekeep and everything. So I have to put them together to be able to feed the family. Things happening, I tell them, this is what is happening. Before you leave, so and so. But don't disturb him when he is working, his mind is set for the country's job. Keep away. Keep the family thing away. As soon as he's finished with it, then he will come. And he loved his children. He loved his parents. He loved his children. Especially the first 3 children that he had. Because he was married earlier and didn't have children. And when he had the first 3 that he had, his head was completely true. I have children. And he loved them. And he would do everything. And take care of them. But he will never interfere when you are telling them not to do what is not good. He will always back the mother. The mother said you shouldn't do this. The Bible says you shouldn't do that. This is what should be done, and so on. And that's how my children grow up to be what they are.
Thank you. Now, when you say in your time that women were to obey, is it different today?
I'm old, I don't know.
No. What advice would you give to women today?
Women are okay. But you see,
talk to your children this time. We are plenty. Honestly, I don't know how you did it. Such a powerful man, and then your house was in order.
No, for a powerful man, you know he's a powerful. Not was he powerful, he was a man. This is a man, and you are a woman. God had created that man, and then he now creates a woman. He didn't create them to equal. He made one lower than the other. So that's how, if nothing else, in Akwa Ibom, in Cross River, that is what it was. The man was up there and the woman, he was bringing up the society expected the women to obey and to do what is good and to help to bring up the family. So that is what we did. That's what I saw my mother and my other people, his own mother and many others, even the very educated people, women of our societies in those days. You wouldn't, but thanks to Clement Isong, he gave me my own opportunity. He helped in my education. I finished secondary school and he funded my university education and everything. Came out, got job. All the time I was working, he encouraged me at work, but I still was number 2 in the family. I was never equal to him. And he loved it, and I respected him.
Did you have trouble raising the boys alone when you had to be at work almost always?
No, like I said, I was the boss of the children. But the children always knew that if you don't do what mommy says, daddy will hear. And as soon as daddy hears, mommy told you to do this. Did you? No, they will never allow anybody or daddy to know that mommy asked them to do anything and they didn't do, or he did not respect. There were very many people in the house. Mommy said, these are your brothers, everybody in the family, we work together and we do everything. Go to the kitchen. All of us, the children, they knew that everything mommy says, daddy will support. So the children had to do what mommy says. Okay. I can't remember any of my children that.
Thank you. Okay, so about the difficult times that he faced, being in prison, how was the family? How were you able to handle things? How did it affect all of you?
Difficult. I was still working, and fortunately, my first son had grown up, finished his university education, and was working. I was in Calabar and he was in New York at that time, and then I said, please come over to, let's stay together so that we can live together. And one thing, the staff in the governor's office, like Mr. Trudeau and all of them that work with them, they were my children, my brothers, my sisters. They were very good, very supportive. In spite of the fact that my husband was in the prison, they were coming, what is your, you have any problems, and so on. So at least I was always there, that there is somebody beside me. My husband's brothers, they were always around me. Of course, my own family. But the support I had from the governors of the people who work with them helped me. This, my son, was now practicing as a lawyer or whatever he would call himself there. Every Saturday, we will go to, he was in Jos prison. So we will go to Jos, drove from Calabar to Jos. And initially it wasn't easy for me to see him, but before too long, even the other people who were in the opposite party, that no, Clement Isong shouldn't have been here. It's not the person to have been here in the prison. And the first day I went there and I saw all these who were all no. It's the people who will tell me what to bring. Oh, the man was very frustrated. Why should this man should not be here? It's not. And I'm talking now about the people who were on the opposite party. So I will go there. It's then that when I was saying, when you go, please allow her to come. And my husband used to have some blood problem on his leg. So I had to bring some medicine, and these people knew, allow me to bring. Everybody was very, very supportive. So this, my son, will drive. We go to Jos, and when we get to the prison, other people who were there, the politicians who were there, had already talked to them and said, please allow her to come in. And I will walk in there like I am not going into prison. Because at first I was thinking maybe what will happen. But because of how I'm saying all those other people, other opposite party people, and the people in his party that were put in prison, and including even the governor of Jos, who they were friends. They were always there to help me. So I go and see him on that Saturday. By Sunday, we are back. I went to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So we went to Jos prison every Saturday and returned on Sunday. And before we knew, we enjoyed it. We thank God for it.
Thank you very much. Okay, so let's talk about the virtues of the late Chief Dr. Clement Isong. What made him different from every other person? What made him special? Why would Akwa Ibom and Nigeria miss him? What have we missed?
Well, me as his wife, I probably will be not quite sure what other people feel about him. But for me, his wife, and somebody from, because his village is not very far away from mine. We are from the same community. I felt strongly that he was God sent to help our own community, because very many parents these days, they want to send, they are determined to send their children to school. They think about, oh, Clement Isong, a poor man's son, he became governor. My son will be whatever they want him to be. Clement Isong, he was and helped our own people, our own son, or these days our daughters will help. So he came, he did not discriminate, because, like I said, he came from a rural area and he belonged to all of us. That is our local area. But when you get to Lagos and the nature of jobs that he did, whether he was a lecturer in the university or governor of Central Bank, the way he worked made people feel that, okay, he is here to help us, he's here to help Nigeria. I can contribute. During the Civil War, there was not a situation that we heard that the people on either side, any of the sides, had him specified for something, because they thought he worked well together. And of course, I remember a time when the head of the army went to get money out, and he came out. The man just left. Okay, he left. Because probably people said, if he were some other person, if they thought that the man had been doing something bad, they would have stood back with the army people then. But as soon as the man came out, the deputy governor came, they all ran away. He became the head of government, but he never at one day said, oh, I regret I should have killed him, or he is so bad. During the time he was governor of Central Bank, the money, to my mind, as inside in his house person, was there, because he didn't think about making money for himself or for his family or for his state. He was making money for Nigeria, and he was serving Nigeria. And as far as he was concerned, Nigeria was Nigeria. It wasn't Akwa Ibom, it wasn't Imo, it wasn't Lagos. Nigeria was Nigeria, and he worked for them. So I admired him.
So somebody was telling us that so many people has attested to the fact that he was very prudent and maybe frugal.
Very careful about yes, he was. And prudent, sometimes over prudent. Because even in the family, so many things that you would have wanted him to do. No, be careful, be careful. No. And you be careful about money, about anything that the state's thing. Be very careful. And each time this one, not into your, you shouldn't. When we came back to Akwa Ibom, and we didn't have a house, and Mark Bata used to sell petrol on the other. They were on opposite parties. So Mark Bata came to me in my office and said, how are you? I said, don't mind these men, oh. Don't mind them. If you have any money, just dig the ground and put it, because you don't know what they will be tomorrow. And I said, Ma, I didn't know how. Ma, please show me where the ground is, so that I will. Do you have money to put? I said, just show me where the ground is. Of course, Ma took me seriously. Came back and showed me where to go and dig and put my money. I couldn't open my mouth to tell my husband that I'm trying to get land to dig, to put my money. Another friend, a girlhood friend, a school teacher like myself, trained school teacher, came and said, "No, Benson, somebody to sell you a house." I said, "But I have just bought it. I haven't seen it, but Ma, but no, I'm in government, in federal housing." Said, okay, federal housing. So he left, came back with the man who knew how to do it. He worked there and allocated me this house. This one, I had my money. I was working for UAC. He knew I had my own money. Nothing came from Clement Isong. And but I couldn't hide it. And when he came, I said, Clem, Ikwa came and said whether I can buy. Where did you get that kind of? Even if you have the money, if other people see you and want to copy you, they don't have the money and they want to go and steal government money. Clem, I don't want to steal money. It's the money that I didn't want to leave UAC and you forced me out from UAC. And the money that I just want to go and buy the house. No, you are not going to buy. So what am I going to do with my retirement, something from UAC? I will tell you later on. He came back. So Nebenson, don't mind him. And the man came and I gave him the money. The housing people were opposite here, went and bought this land. For more than 3 years I had bought this house. I could not tell my husband. But the day I told him, he went and asked him to ask me to make an account where I got the money from.
Oh Lord! Did you make the account?
Yes, now I had to go to Lagos. He knew the big people in UAC who were there. And of course, those people gave him my retirement benefits.
Congratulations. Okay, so last question now. Oh Lord. Do you think that he's being accorded the respect, the honor that he deserves for all that he did for his people, for his country?
We want really to get the honor, the reward. You do it with all your hearts, with all that you believe, so that that is your own contribution to your community, to your world, to your country. Whether you get thank you from anybody or not, really to me, but I feel inside me that he did his own best. He may have had some downfall somewhere or the other, but he helped his own country.
Well, what do you say about the foundation who is putting together this book launch and in his honor? What do you say? Or would you, any appreciation, any word of thanks, anything like that?
The foundation, he had died, but there were many people, either in Ministry of Education, in Ministry of Finance, or in Central Bank, who all said, oh, we should do something in his memory and so on. And I now said, okay, we will do it. My head is now old, I can't remember the names, but there are very many of them. But the two governments, Akwa Ibom State, by now we had Akwa Ibom State and Cross River State. Now we went to them and they said, okay, they are ready to do something in his memory. And so we thought about the foundation, the Clement Foundation. Who should be the chairman? He had a loving deputy as deputy governor. He was from Ogoja, our Dr. Afoboche. So as soon as I went to him, I said, yes, we will do. And he did everything. He tried, got so many people from the Cross River sector, many people from here, and we had many people from all over the country to form the foundation. And unfortunately, somewhere about 3-4 years ago, Father Chair died. That is, the thing didn't come out, and we are hoping and praying that we will be able to come up now and bring up his memory.
Thank you so much. Maybe you should tell the world if you do miss your husband.
Tell who?
Us.
Tell who?
Us.
We thank all the world. We thank the world for giving us an opportunity to save our own country. We thank the world for, after so many years after he died, the world, the country, the state, the people, our friends, our children, still allow us to live amongst them. It thank everybody. Look, young lady, see you smiling for an old woman. I thank God. I thank you. I thank everybody. The other day, wasn't some young men said, the men of Akwa Ibom State, young children, they are going to give an award to an award. I'm thanking everybody for the remembrance. I'm thanking everybody for everything they have done in his name and have done to Akwa Ibom. I thank all those who came after. I thank even the person before him, and all those who are following behind for all they have done. I thank you. The little that you are doing is contribution for our state. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nick.
Thank you.